The new channel. See the new. The new channel. See the new. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the new channel, your daily source of live stream inspiration. My name is Carmine Ortega and this is U-Turn. Good morning, U-Turners. It's a Thursday morning. I hope you are having a great week and I hope you're looking forward to a weekend. More and more, we're starting to see a distinction between the weekdays and the weekends. Hindi katulad nung what months? April and May na parang wala tayong sense of weekdays versus weekends. Ayan. So I hope you guys are doing okay. And speaking of days, I'd like to greet a very good friend who's celebrating her birthday today, Jam Herrera. Jam Celis, sorry. That's her full name, Jam Herrera Celis. Happy birthday to you. And regards to Arlo and Peanut. Hi, Peanut. Ayan. Si Jam, bata pa yan pero she feels old. Kasi malapit na siya mag-30 or nag-30 yata siya. Sorry, binuking kita. Anyway, I hope you have a good day ahead of you. More blessings to you. I also want to say hello to the people from Subic and Clark and Guagua. Yeah, Clark and Guagua in Pampanga. Good day to you guys. Okay, so we have a very special guest. She's so dynamic and energetic. I hope you look forward to listening to her story. Ibang klase rin yung kanyang journey. And we will introduce her shortly. For now, I would like to announce last episode's winner of our gift. Sorry, recipient of our gift. Okay, so congratulations to Jessica Beltran from Quezon City. Nothing will happen if you just look at it. She's referring to the water. No? Nothing will happen if you just look at it. You have to act on it, work for it, and be consistent. A dream is just a dream. It becomes a reality when you work hard to achieve it. Yan ang interpretation ni Jessica Beltran. So, thank you for joining and congratulations for getting our gift. Okay, so just a few reminders. Please like our page at Facebook, of course. So please like our page. It's called TNC Now. We also have our U-Turn page, U-Turn on TNC. Yan din ang aming hashtag. Okay, so speaking of quotes, let's share our today's quote. No? So it's from Lisa Nichols, a very popular speaker. Napakaganda rin ng kanyang storya. I'm a fan of this woman. So if you have a chance to listen to her speak, go ahead and do that. She says, your whole life is a manifestation of the thoughts that go in your head. Once again, your whole life is a manifestation of the thoughts that go in your head. So that's our quote, which is up for your interpretation. Give us your take on it. Leave them in the comment section. Of course, you have to share our live stream on your wall to be able to join. So do that and you will receive, let me show you, you could receive, okay, We're giving away one set of these 4-piece mason jar set. Ito ba? Ayan. Ayan. So there are 4 and ito itsura ng isa. Ayan. So there's a set of 4. And here, we'll give that to the person who shares our live stream who gives the best interpretation of our quote. And I hope that's something you look forward to. I do. I really love this part of our show because when we give out quotes like that and we ask you to give your take on it, it kind of urges you to think about it. We don't often get this chance to think a little more deeply. We're so involved with the day-to-day events in our lives and perhaps problems or issues. Pero when we stop and think about uh, wisdoms like this, I think that's a good addition, contribution to all of us. So I hope you like this part too. We'll keep on doing this. We also like to give away gifts. Ayan. Rachel, Grace, and Pedro. She says she loves Lisa Nichols. Yeah, I think many of us love Lisa Nichols. Let's look at the comments. Okay. Kathy Gotao Koching is saying hello specifically to our guest. Tawagin na nga natin our guest. A very special, dynamic person, high energy. She's into transformational coaching. She also happens to be an AVP for SM Supermalls. Let us welcome Coach Gina Katigbak.
Hi, Carmine. Hi, everyone.
Ayan, she's so cute, isn't she? Welcome to the show, Gina. Thank you for accepting our invitation to guest here. We know that you have a very special story to tell, your life story, and so we look forward to hearing that. Somebody, yeah, somebody saying hello to you. You can greet them. For example, Kathy Gotao Ching says, "Coach Gina Katigbak with the heart eyes emoji."
Hi, Kathy. Yeah, he's one of my students.
I see. And then Rachel Grayson Pedro is saying, excited for your guest, our best coach and mentor, Gina Katigbak. Okay. So how are you this morning?
I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, feeling really energized, ready to rock and roll the day, and just really excited actually for what this day will bring today. So I'm pretty excited, as always.
All right. Is this the first thing you're doing today, or you've had meetings before for this interview?
Yeah, I did my earlier emails and some handle some things, and now it's just my lunch break that I'm gonna take now early. I wake up doing this
Okay.
for the moment.
All right. Okay. So, like I said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, Gina is a transformational coach. She's also an AVP for SM Supermall. So she's an important person. She's busy. She helps a lot of people, both on the coaching side and the retail operations side of her life. If you noticed also, Gina Katigbak has a different accent, diba? You wonder why? We'll ask Gina. How come she speaks a little differently from the rest of us? Can you share with us your beginnings, Gina?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, my twang is coming from Canada. So I grew up actually in Canada. Spent my first 30 years of my life there. So cultivated this. Well, everybody says there's an accent, but I don't hear it. And yeah, just I moved to Canada when I was like 5 years old in 1974. Kind of ages me here, but yeah.
Right. Okay. Great. So you were born here, but you grew up there. You moved to Canada back there. Okay. Do you ever speak any Filipino, any Tagalog?
I do a little, though we grew up with English, so but I've learned how to understand Tagalog. Uh, I speak a little bit from time to time, but it has its own accent. So it hurts the ears of a lot of people, so I don't really do that much Tagalog, but I
Right.
can understand it. Yeah, I can understand it very well. And yeah, and when I'm comfortable enough, I sometimes slip into my Tagalog version of me And it's all well and good. So I enjoy it. Like I love the fact that I can understand the language. Unlike my brothers and sisters, they're a little challenged in understanding Filipino. So with me, it's a
Mhm.
little, yeah, I enjoy being bilingual.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Hang on. Let me just fix something here on my audio. Okay. I hope that's all right. Is that better? Is that better, Direct? Okay. I think we can move on. Maybe later we'll ask you to say a few Filipino phrases.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I didn't prepare for that, and I wish I had. Um, okay. So I was gonna say, ah, I hope your fans, your network, your coaches, is that what you call them, your coaches,
Yes.
and coworkers look forward to this, because I'm sure they're used to hearing you talk about their lives, how they can improve the different aspects of their lives, but they have not heard your personal story so much, or maybe not in this way, not in this format through an interview.
Yeah, very true. Normally, when I'm coaching, it's more about them. It's not about me. So they know a little bit, but not too much, I guess. So it's an opportunity for them to get to know me a lot more and maybe share in the story, resonate with what I've gone through, and hopefully be able to give them some inspiration on how to move forward in a lot of the situations. So I coach with a
Right.
lot of experience.
All right. Can you share with us? Can you share with us how you got started? I mean, I know we last talked about when you were 6 years old. You moved to Canada, and then you grew up there.
Sure.
And then, how was life there in a nutshell?
Yeah, in a nutshell, in 74, first of all, Canada is so cold. It's so foreign to me. Coming from a tropical country, landing in Canada in the middle of winter was quite a shock to the whole family. And trying to make friends, I'm naturally friendly, but then trying to make friends with people who are not so exposed to Asian people. Actually, at the time, very few Asians still in Canada at the time that we landed, and we landed in French Canada. So in French Canada, all that much more, they didn't really have that much exposure with Asian people, and so it was
Mhm.
quite difficult to make friends, to integrate, language barriers. They didn't know how to communicate. So we stayed pretty close knit as a family. Um, but maybe it's just me because my brothers and sisters didn't seem to have that much problem finding friends and things like that. And so I guess I got a lot, bullied a lot when I was growing
Mhm.
up. So it
Oh.
kept me kind of shy. Yeah, I know. It
Mhm.
kept me kind of shy, shying away from people. And yeah, I think life in Canada was really just trying to figure out how do I fit in? How do I fit
Okay.
in here? And of course, choices around how to be in relation to people there was really difficult. I found it very challenging. So I stayed home a lot and I kind of like ruled the house a lot more because I'm the oldest girl. So that was kind of like my little kingdom. But when I go out of the house, I'm a totally different person, like really shy. So I
Oh,
had this two
okay.
personalities going on. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a follow-up question. But let's hang on. Do you have a monitor on? Like, is your phone's volume up? Your
No, I
phone?
don't have anything on. I
No.
turned off my phone. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. All right. So you were in Canada. You grew up there for a long time, but now you're back here. You've been here
Yeah.
for 20 years, and usually the direction is from the Philippines to wherever. The U.S., Canada, Australia, the UK. Um, what what happened? What was the turnaround? I mean, it's so early in the show, but I think we're starting to see the
Yeah.
turnaround here.
Yeah, well, actually, I don't get it. Like, I love it here. I love the Philippines. I think it's really different when you do grow up in another country, and that country is not that, I would say, warm. Not in terms of weather, but in terms of personality, personal relationships. I guess I grew up in a Filipino home, And in a Filipino home, you just feel the warmth and love of family. And I see and witness a lot of my friends who like struggled with relationships with family because I don't know, it's a culture, I guess, based on culture. And when I had an opportunity to basically run away back to Canada, to the Philippines, I took it, and I love it. I've been here ever since. Not just the weather, I love the weather, but more importantly, the opportunities and I think the way of life here is just so loving and so compassionate and so family oriented. And I think these are all the things that I was really looking for in my life.
Mhm.
And Canada is great. I mean, you've got all that, social programs and quality of life and things like that. But if you're not happy or you're not having the loving relationships that you need to flourish as an individual, you're really not going to be happy anywhere you go, whether it's a first world country or a third world country. It's really your state of mind and your mindset. And I found here, I actually found my purpose here in the Philippines. Like at the beginning of my time here, I thought I'd go back to Canada. But at the end of the day, as I found myself here, I found so much purpose in being able to also support so many people who want to move to their next level, or who want to ease some suffering, or who just want some compassion and love. And I guess I found that experience, and that has just been the game changer for me in the Philippines. Why I stay is because, oh my God, I'm getting teary-eyed. Opportunity to love people and to share love and to kind of give a message of hope that it's okay to be here, and you can really be, you can live a phenomenal, extraordinary life here as well. Yeah.
Right. I love that.
Getting emotional, Carla.
That's why I told you be ready with, some tissue next to you.
I love it. I guess it's really living purpose is the most important thing wherever you go. So
Right.
whether it's here or in a first world country, if you find your connection to your life purpose, you're
Mhm.
going to be happy doing it. And this is
Right.
one of the ways in which I found joy is
Right.
living this life purpose of love and hope. Yeah.
And I love that you brought that up. I'm a believer in purpose. This show is part of my purpose. I mean, it just happened. It just fell on my lap just
Yeah.
because of my awareness, of what my purpose is and what I really want to do with my life. Opportunities opened left and right, including this show. And I'm sharing this with the audience too. I did not beg to have this show. It was practically just given to me. And when they asked me what concept I want for my show, I said I want to tell people's stories because I want to inspire other people. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, our purpose is always like that. It always has something to do with other people and supporting them and helping them. You cannot be successful without helping others.
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
So I'm really happy that you're here, you're guesting on our show. and
Okay.
and people who were extraordinary, right? They went through something difficult. They struggled with something. There's always that trigger. I don't think that's the word I'm looking for. But what's this? There's something that happened. There was a word. There was an
Sure.
event that led them to this. What's that to you? I mean, I'm sure it
Well,
has something to do with getting back here.
yeah, definitely my story. I think in Canada, I just found such a challenge with moving in my life. I just found it to be quite challenging in finding a path of fulfilling expectations. I guess that's really what I wanted, where I was. So I wanted, like, the storybook life, get married, have children, move to the suburbs, have a house, have a job. I mean, I was ready for a regular life. And at the end of the day, I found more struggle than I did. It started with a guy.
Mhm.
It starts with a story. Once upon a time, there was a guy, and it was a relationship that I had that that I married this man, and at the time we were young and we were not ready to be married. I think that was really a nice way of putting it. And
Mhm.
I just felt like such a loser in that relationship. I felt really lost also, and I had children at the time. I had two kids, small children, and I just felt lost in that relationship. I felt very alone. I felt I didn't have a voice, and the choices that I was making at that time in my life was not moving me forward. It was keeping me stuck in a spiral of misery and challenge. So I think that's really where the start of the story really is. And this is the time when I left school, I got married, I started trying to work, started trying to make my marriage work. It wasn't happening. And um, I hit rock bottom, to the point where I sabotaged my work. I sabotaged relationships that were coming around to support me. And I found myself broke, alone with two children, sharing ramen noodle as my only source of food, and feeling hopeless, really, really hopeless, and lost. There I go again, waterworks. When I think about that, I mean, it's a story that I'm sure a lot of people can resonate with, because they've been at some point in their life feeling lost, feeling hopeless and helpless. And the most beautiful thing is really family just comes to rally around you, and you do find people who love and support you and want to move you forward. And so at the time, serendipity, my mother was here in the Philippines because she was working for this amazing company. And that company was SM. And she was here working. And she said, why don't you come and spend the summer with us and try to, be with me, bring the kids, and just breathe a little bit. And was really the turning point. That was really where I really had that opportunity to just feel forgiven. There was compassion, there was love and acceptance, and not being judged so much. So I think that was really one of the things that helped me so much is my mom's love and my father's support, and just people just starting to believe in me. And that really triggered, if they can believe in me, I can believe in myself. And okay, let's just start one day at a time. And so I'm a fitness professional, fitness trainer by profession. So I started working. Yeah, I started working in a gym here, and really seeing what the fitness industry was like at the time. And I was like, wow, it's pretty young. It's there's a lot of opportunity to build in new services and just open people's eyes about how we can expand the fitness industry. And so the company that I had worked for at the time, Slimmer's World, was really open to developing programs and supporting more trainers to develop to become personal trainers. And I guess it just started with that. A lot of transformational, supporting people to transform their bodies allowed me now to support people in transforming their spirit, their soul, their purpose. So that's where I got into coaching. Yeah. But it's not that easy. It wasn't that easy. I mean, of course, there's a lot more roller coaster in that, in the experience of finding myself. But yeah, working through it.
Thank you for sharing that. I have a follow-up question, but we'll answer it after we get back from break. The question that you can start thinking about it now is, do you think that the magic happened for you just because you had a change in environment? So we'll answer that when we get back from break.
Okay.
We're back on U-Turn on TNC. How's my audio, Direct? Just checking. I hope we're good. Okay, so let's just talk about the commercial that you saw, the ad that you saw. We have a new show. It's called The Fourth Project. Okay, The Fourth Project with Bob Kilapio. And it premieres on July 8th. That's a Wednesday at 7 p.m. Dubai time or 11 p.m. Philippine time. So there's a 4-hour difference between Dubai and Manila. Yeah, so that's where he's streaming from. So please watch out for that. He's a celebrated DJ. So ako mismo, I look forward to this show because I find Dubai fascinating. To me, it's a mysterious place. I mean, we know about it, but then what it must be like out there. To me, that's fascinating. It's a curious thing for me. All right, so remember that. Okay, let us look at some comments. Ayan. Okay, let's bring our guest back because many of the comments are for her. Hello, Coach Gina. Have you had a sip of water?
I have. All good.
All right. A lot of people are cheering. Coach Gina Katigbak, super proud. So many emojis of hearts and the heart eyes, and then the thank you. My kind of Wonder Woman. Love you, Coach. That's from Diana Yani Reyes. Kathy Gotauko Ching again saying cute. You're getting emotional. Connect to your purpose. Always.
Yeah.
Julius Mercado is saying my forever coach. And our birthday girl today, Jam Herrera, is saying hi, Carmine. Hi, Jam. Listen to Gina's story. She will probably relate very well. Okay, we will play a game first. Okay, actually, yeah, a game. We call this quick turn. Okay, I'll be saying some random things, activities or flavors or even brands. So we just want to know whether you like them. And if you do, say right turn. If you don't like them, say left turn. But if you love them, say U-turn.
Okay.
All right. I find that I still have to get used to that. That's a new thing that we're doing. We put that little OBB in for the game to introduce the game. Okay, so what's it gonna be? Let's start. Talk what baboy?
Right turn.
Opera.
Left turn.
Ebook.
U-turn.
All right. But do you prefer hard copy books over ebooks? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, good for you. Cross stitch.
Left turn. Think about that.
I wonder if you know this. You probably do. Quick.
Right turn.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
Okay. Jogger pants.
Right turn.
TikTok.
Left turn.
Singing.
Left turn.
Singing in the rain.
Right turn.
Okay, the musical. You're referring to the musical. You like musicals.
Yeah.
All right. Lavender.
Right turn.
Are you referring to the color or the essential oil?
Both.
All right. Good. Great. Yay.
Yay!
Now we know you a little better, but we have a bonus game, and our producers and creative team are so creative, so quick. You're able to come up with this bonus game. So
Okay.
we would like to ask you to say a few words in Filipino.
Okay. On the spot. All right, go ahead.
Better yet, use them in a sentence, even a short one. All right, let's start with, what you see.
Yeah,
What you see.
kumusta? Kumusta? Kumusta?
All right.
Body language. Kumusta?
Yeah. Good. Next.
Kumain ka na ba? Oh, yeah.
Aw, that
Kumain ka
sounds
na ba?
legit. That sounds legit.
Ingat.
I teach language, by the way, so
Okay. trying to get the flavor. Ingat.
Perfect.
Guapo. Ang guapo niya. Right. I know that one for sure. Maganda. Maganda ako.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
There's too many A's, too many N's, too many letters all together.
You can do it.
Yeah, panaang.
A few more.
I got caught in the anghalya.
All right. It's pananghalian. It's actually from
Pananghali.
tanghali.
Okay, pananghali.
Yeah, it's from tanghali. It just means lunch or lunchtime. Pananghalian.
I think that's not the most challenging. Is I can speak Tagalog, but the moment you put it into a word, like to read Tagalog, I get totally lost.
Right.
Spelling.
Well, yeah. Even most of us are like that. We don't sight read Filipino words. Okay, just a few more.
All right. Mahal ko po ang TNC.
All right. Yay! Thank you for being such a sport.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Direk. All right. Okay. 2 more comments for you. Okay. Apple Manansala agrees. She says, maganda ka. She agrees. Maganda.
Thank you.
All right. So let's go back to our question. My question was, do you think change in environment had a lot to do with, the turnaround, the shift from your life where when you were lost, you weren't feeling confident, you didn't know what to do. You said you were sabotaging many things that you were doing.
Yeah, I absolutely do. I believe that just moving from one place to another just allowed me, a new energy, a new experience, new people coming in. That was really a game changer for me, just making the choice to come here. At first, I always thought, oh, it's a run. I'm running away. But actually, it's finding myself. I'm running towards finding myself. And that's also part of the coaching techniques that we do a lot, is that when you feel stuck at any time, just even physically moving from one side of the room to another, it's a body communication. So that physical shift from going from, Canada to here in the Philippines was it just allowed me to just breathe a new life. That's really what I said to myself. It's just, I want to start over. I want to have a new life. And little did I know that I have to do a lot more than just saying that. I have to really take a lot of actions to support me in shifting my mindset, because I basically just brought whoever I was in Canada here. And so the physical shift is a huge part of it, but it's also working on your inner self and your mindset that also can sort of make different results happen for you. Yeah.
I love what you said. At first you thought you were running away, but it wasn't really that. You were actually finding yourself. That's really key to anybody's success. Even in relationships, I believe that you have to know yourself first. You have to find yourself before you align yourself with anyone or with anything. Right. Otherwise, you're not going to be happy because you don't even know yourself. So I'm really glad for you. And yes, I agree, changing your environment is a huge thing, but taking action, taking steps also matter. That's very important, very critical. Yeah. So my question is, what were some immediate steps that you took to transform your life? I know you had a job, of course we all need a job to earn, but what was some inner work that you did for yourself?
Yeah, again, I think life just keeps handing you gifts, and the biggest gift that I got when I started to choose that I wanted to have a different experience of myself. Life just sort of brings you people to support you in that once you make those choices and you start wanting to have that. So being intentional about it. A good friend of mine invited me to a personal development seminar, and it was a 2-day experience of just trying to work on yourself, asking yourself questions, and starting to reflect inwards of what things were stopping you and where you want to go, and just making some goals. Simple things like just making a goal was huge for me, because before I'm just drifting,
Mm-hmm.
whatever happens, happens. But then I started hearing the word set a goal, set a vision, set an intention. And now having that as something to anchor onto, something to aspire for, and then sort of thinking about ways and means to get to that point, and asking support around it. I think that really helped me a lot. I started doing goals, just even little goals.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, when I first started working, I was a fitness trainer. And so a goal of mine was maybe I can start teaching group exercise classes more. And then I started saying maybe I can ask for other work. So I started asking other load or other work that I could be doing, because, I don't have clients all the time. And that also changed how I started experiencing myself. Instead of hiding in my life, hiding from other people, and trying to be shy and invisible, I started becoming more visible in my life and with other people as well. So starting to reach out and engage. So I had a lot of shifting from a very shy woman to starting to be a bit more of a confident woman, because I was making my goals happen for me. Even they were small goals, I can see that happening. And yeah, feeling good about it.
Right. I love the words that you've been mentioning, like being intentional, setting goals. These are my keywords also. I love talking to people about them. Again, this show is all about that, helping people be more aware of these things. So my question now is, at at this point that you're talking about, could you have imagined that from the years before, from your old life, when you were more lost? Could you have imagined that this would happen?
Um, I think um, I think deep down I could, because naturally want to help people. That's why I got into the fitness industry to begin with. It was to be of service and of help. And I think it was at the beginning. Of course, I'm only seeing it on a smaller scale. One on one, or just a few people that I can help. I didn't think it would go to this stage where I'm actually teaching classes. It's a passion of mine, and or even reaching out to people online like this.
Mm-hmm.
Never thought that I would be able to do that. I always would always push other people to do it. They can do it, but I never really thought that I would step in front and say, "Okay, I will lead." But I guess it really is part of growing up. It's part of maturing. It's part of having all of this wisdom and tools and techniques, and even just the belief in people. And it's a shame to just bottle it up, so it naturally wants to come out and be shared. And I guess that I just trust, I trust what my intuition tells me, and then I just go for it. My intention is to love and support. So if I could just be that simple in my intention, everything that I do centered around that, then all good, all is well.
So even before you actually became a coach, you were already doing coach stuff, coach work, right?
Yeah,
It just wasn't an official career yet, or you
yeah,
weren't
yeah,
a coach
that's
yet.
right.
All right.
I was already doing transformational work in terms of body, physical transformation of people, being a fitness trainer, being a fitness professional, um, that help people achieve their small goals in terms of their physical well-being. And yeah, it was seemed to be such a natural progression that I wanted to start working on spirit, soul, working on themselves, internal versus the external. It just seems like a natural, such a congruent thing to just come together, working on
Right.
body, the way that they talk to themselves, language, and then the emotion, where they're at emotionally. So now it's
Did
like
you have
holistic.
did you have to go to school, enroll yourself in courses? Did you have
Yeah.
mentors?
Yes, yes. So I started continuing with the personal development, got into leadership development. So So got into the programs as a student because I needed to work on myself first, and then was given the opportunity to mentor under and be mentored by apprentice under really amazing leaders, transformational leaders and facilitators. And then I've been doing it for about 15 years. So continually
Oh,
learning. I'm internationally certified, so I've been taking courses almost every year. I take an international course that will help me develop myself a little bit more as a coach, as a even as a facilitator, especially on things that I'm passionate about. So also expanding personal awareness. Um, yeah, I love learning. So it's about that learning and growing, how
right.
to better enhance. And then my mission and advocacy now is to help other coaches also develop themselves. So being a mentor coach. So that's why I have a little bit of people who are joined today, who are my students before and now who have done
Have
coaching
their
with,
own practice.
have their own practices. So they're now also helping to transform lives. And if I can continue, sharing that mission, definitely a lot more coaches in the Philippines will emerge, and we're just gonna feel and experience ourselves differently. So I'm looking forward to that.
All right. Great. Okay, and this is not even Gina's full-time job,
Yeah, that's
right?
my
That
passion project.
Gina does her coaching outside of her work hours, so she does them after work and over the weekends. And when we get back, we will hear more about what Gina does for work and how she's able to relate the two. All
Sure.
right, when we get back from break. Right, we are back. This is U Turn on the new channel. All right, we have a couple of posters to show. Ayan. So these are our shows so far here on the new channel. Of course, you very well know The Big Picture. It's on its fourth season now. The Big Picture with Lloyd Luna, Mondays to Fridays. That's daily, right? From Mondays to Fridays, 7 p.m. We also have HR Hotline with Jesse Rebustillo. Hello, Sir Jesse. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 12 noon. Very good material for especially for HR practitioners, office workers, because here you can ask HR related questions. And airing all the way from Texas and Tennessee is this show, iBusiness with Dr. Mike and Bert. They show Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. So that's Wednesday and Friday morning here in Manila. All right. And then, of course, well, U-Turn. We now show Mondays and Thursdays, 10:30 in the morning. We also have The Home Buyer with Dante Salamat, Mondays and Saturdays at 4 p.m. And just premiered, The Puppet Stories with Juan Lu, Tuesdays and Fridays at 5 p.m. Ayan, with Nicolo. Okay, so let us have our guest, Coach Gina. Hi. Hello,
Hi.
hello. Okay, so before we go back to the question that we left hanging, I'd like to show the audience a few photos from your wall that I grabbed. Well, we just want to know where the picture was taken, who's in the picture, what was going on. So just real quick, let's do this. What is this?
Oh, this is a vision board of mine. I am looking to develop a farm
Mhm.
in Lipa. I actually started already, and it was really about over the course of the lockdown. I really got into tiny home living and and sustainable living. So I became a vegetarian, and I talked to my dad to develop a farm in Lipa.
Mhm.
So we started looking into how we can grow our own food and be sustainable. So this is one of the vision boards that I had.
Wow.
Our farm is a little bit bigger than this right now, and the house is not that tiny. But I'm looking to build my own tiny home there on the
Mhm.
farm property. So that's what I was busy with over lockdown.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah,
Tiny house.
yeah.
Okay. What is this?
So this, as I mentioned, I became also vegetarian, and there was a point where I was doing a low carb, high fat diet. So
Mhm.
really taking out starch and taking out sugar from my eating because it's not helping me at all. So
Okay. And it has worked for you, obviously.
it has. Yeah, I went keto for a little while, and then when I left keto, it was really just to try to be more conscious about what kind of quality food I'm going to eat. So really being mindful. This is my mom. This is my mom. She visited the Philippines 2 years ago. She's
Okay.
based in Toronto. Yeah.
I
And
see.
yeah, she's amazing. She's 75 and she's still working.
I love that you don't, you're not shy. You don't shy from using the filter, so you have the falsies on
Oh,
the
yeah.
photos. All right.
This is my son. My son Sebastian. He's 19 years old.
Hi,
He's in
Sebastian.
he's in performing arts at Mint College. He's a he wants to go into stage acting. He does,
Mm-hmm.
it's really exceptional. Very talented young man. Very self assured guy,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I love him so much. He's
This
born here. Yeah,
that was
this
at a theater. What were you watching?
gosh, I can't remember. I think Lion King, something like that.
Okay, so you really love musicals like that.
Yes,
Okay.
all musicals. Yeah.
All right. And then the last photo is.
Yeah, this is She Talks Asia. So I was invited to speak on mindful speech,
Mhm.
um, how to be mindful when we talk to people, talk to each other, talk to ourselves. And I was accompanied by really amazing, powerful women talking about this topic. And it's really great to feel how it is to support women
Right.
and empower women from in their lives. So another advocacy. Yeah.
All right. So that's another thing that you've started to do, and it stems from this transformational um, mission, right? Mission of transforming not just yourself but also others people's lives. So it just keeps growing, doesn't it? Just
It does.
changes in format.
It just keeps I guess it's all the opportunities are coming. Like I used to see it as such a simple thing, but it's really so much broader than what I could really imagine, especially having come from this pandemic of how empowering and supporting people through change. That's what really is transformational, is really about how, adopting change in your life and
Right.
creating change in your life. So yeah,
Right.
lots of work.
Okay. All right. So my question. Let's go back to the question.
Mhm.
You have a full time job, right?
Yeah.
You're an AVP for SM Supermalls. What what part of your coaching business have you applied at work, and especially now? Do they
Um,
go together?
I've applied all my coaching skills. I think SM has been, I love my work because it has afforded me the opportunity to continue supporting people and supporting businesses and my colleagues, my team. Coaching skills really came in so handy. Like I've been with SM for almost 13 years, and
Mhm.
I don't think that I could have really flourished as much as I have without having some coaching skills under my tool belt, simply because it allows me to be grounded when I need to be grounded, to be able to also see beyond having to manage people with every single thing. It's allowing them to empower themselves and to find their perfect solutions for themselves, believing in people and believing in businesses. And I think that's
Mhm.
really the environment and the platform that allows me to really flourish and develop my coaching skills a lot. I've had to coach myself through a lot of things, and in doing so, I get an opportunity to also coach colleagues or coach teammates also in their work.
Mhm.
Also coaching businesses to to grow and develop as well,
Mhm.
especially the small businesses that want to come into a mall, and it's basically just coaching them to say, yeah, you can do it. This is a great venue for you to open a business and try it out and expand, move to your next level. So it's a great place for me to practice a lot. And
That's great.
yeah, what I love is the company themselves is has already started to really open and expand in terms of how they support their employees. And they brought in mentoring, they brought in consulting. Now they're bringing in coaching as a new way of engagement with employees. So I'm excited to see that development happen. And yeah, I look forward to supporting that as well. So
Right.
yeah.
Great. Congratulations. I'm glad that I'm happy to hear that your coaching and what you do full time, they actually work together, and you do help a lot of people. Okay, speaking of that, everyone please follow Gina. There you go, at Coach Gina Katigbak on Instagram, and also she has her Facebook page. Just look for Coach Gina Katigbak. There, that's on Facebook. All right. So Gina, I'd like to ask, who are some people you'd like to thank?
Who are some people? Well, first of all, my parents, I think, has been my biggest supporters. My parents have believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. So I want to really thank them a lot. And of course, my another mentor and partner and really, really good friend, Coach Russ Huson, who also got me to my next level in terms of my personal development, leadership, facilitating. Has just been there throughout in terms of my development. Coach Max Salazar. I also want to thank the first coaching group that I got into, which is OCCI. That's where I took my own as a student, the first intro to personal development, leadership development, and coaching. And they have been such a game changer for me in terms of supporting me in believing myself to be capable of coaching other people and supporting other people. So throughout my career, I've been blessed with a lot of students and a lot of relationships that have really supported my mission and ambition to be a really great coach. And yeah, I just so many people to thank. So many people to thank.
All right. Right. Yeah, so many people are still cheering for you. She's saying you're such an inspiration. Who was that? Uh, Pinky Hakaine. Is that correct? Congratulations. You are an inspiration to all of us. Okay. You have an upcoming event, right?
Yeah. So I have an event called Unstoppable the Bootcamp. It's my birthday month. This month is my birthday month, and
Advance happy
originally,
birthday.
thank you, thank you. Originally, I was promoting this workshop. It was a paid event because I felt people wanted to kickstart their new year. A new year in the middle of the
Mhm.
year,
Right.
coming out of lockdown. How do I get unstuck? How do I move forward? How do I go to my next level? How do I start again? And so this was a webinar that I wanted to share with people of how to build confidence through, believing in yourself and just really, working on the inward, working inward, looking inward, unstoppable confidence that people naturally have. And how to bring that out in the face of this new normal, this new world that we're experiencing. But I chose to make it free and gift good vibes to people. So this is happening
Yay!
July 25. Please register, join. It's going to be fun, and it's going to be something that can help you kickstart the last half of 2020 to see where you want to go and where you want to build confidence around in areas of your life. It's actually a confidence building series, but this is the kickoff, and it'll get you already started. So we hope to invite as many people to join us. You just have to register, and we'll send you the links when the date happens. Yeah.
All right. Great. Unstoppable, the boot camp.
Yeah.
I've seen some posts that say Happy New Year, right? It's as if the new year is starting this month. So yeah,
Right.
that's amazing. Okay. So before we wrap up the show, Gina, what tips can you share with our viewers, especially those who want to transform their lives, to those who might be going through something and they don't have a lot of faith in themselves, they don't even know where to go or what they want. So what are some first steps that they can take?
Yeah, I think the very first thing is be courageous to check in on and identify what area in your life you're really stuck at or you're challenged with, and acknowledge it. I think acknowledgement is one of the biggest things that could support you already in taking next steps forward. So having an acknowledgement or an awareness of where you're at, what's the reality check right now, and then start taking responsibility around it. So, you want to lose weight, then put a routine together. Daily structure is so important for anchoring people and moving people forward to where they want to go, and start making new choices if that's an area that you feel you want to work on. Yeah, start making new choices. The best way is really to start a new routine, a daily routine
Mhm.
towards where you want to go. So if it's a fitness thing, if it's a weight management thing, if it's a spiritual thing, so even 10 minutes a day doing something new towards that, having that as a structure can really anchor someone in moving forward in their lives. And I think that's probably the best tip that I could possibly give right now for people.
All right. Thank you. That's inspiring and that's encouraging. I'm sure, especially after you've shared your before story, the before picture. So thank you for the wise words, for the encouragement, and of course for your time and generosity in sharing your story.
Thank you as well for inviting me. I
All
really enjoyed
right. We did too. And your followers, your coaches are so happy. So once again, Coach Gina Katigbak, everyone, follow her on Facebook and also on Instagram and take note of her upcoming event, Unstoppable. We'll leave the details in the comments section as well. All right.
you.
Okay. So thank you, Coach Gina. Very nice to meet you. Very nice to be chatting with you like this. Yeah, the heart. Okay, I'll see you.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. All right, that was Coach Gina Katigbak, okay, AVP at SM Supermalls, but she's also a transformational coach. Once upon a time, she herself was lost, but now she has found her passion, and that makes all the difference. Not just the passion, but also the purpose. So I encourage all of you to find your purpose. Okay, it's there. You just need to discover it. You just need to uncover it and verbalize it. If you don't know how to do that, well, we can do that. Coach Gina can help. I can help. And if you can't find your purpose, at least determine your passions. That will lead you to your purpose. All right. So this has been a wonderful, wonderful episode. This is U-Turn, of course, on the new channel. We air Mondays and Thursdays at 10:30 in the morning. All right. And our next episode obviously is on Monday. And on Monday, our guest has an extraordinary story to tell. He's a he. That's all I can say for now. Watch out for the invitation to the live stream, and you will know a little more about our guest. All right. So stay tuned because upcoming right after this show is HR Hotline with Jessie Rebustillo. All right. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a good lunch.